something has been imparted into their life, that's when I feel fulfilled, I feel successful. And that is why I can say that I'm successful. I used to tell people, one of my students at the early part is also, I think I have a professor in one of my students in one of the university today, not in UI anyway, but then he's a professor where he is. I have those who are actually professors, I have those who are big out there, and when they see me, I look at them and tell, yeah, I thank God for the impact I've given unto the people I come across. And so if we were to measure by human standard, I would say I'm successful because I'm satisfied. I'm not begging for food. I'm taking care of myself. I'm taking care of my family. And I'm an actual professor. I mean, that's a success in his own stead. So I thank God for that.
Can we please clap for God for that wonderful, wonderful testimony? Truly, our pastor is a success. Over to you, sir. Our daddy is into the ministry.
Okay, let me start by saying I'm the only child of my mother with his own agenda and goal before I was called into the ministry. And not only that, as the only child of my mother, my mom has a determination that this one, if not for anything, she's going to do all that she needs to do to make sure that at least this one become somebody. So when I came up with the ministry in mind, it was like a disappointment to her. But then I remember on the long run, it took time, and she eventually submitted. And now, if I want to look at over the years, saying yes to God, saying yes to his purpose of working for him, standing in his shoe, I want to say, looking at those years till today, by the special grace of God, from Warri in Delta State as my commencement station, from Warri to Ife, from Ife to Lagos, from Lagos, then I posted to Ibadan for 9 years, and after 9 years in Ibadan back to Lagos. I'm almost clocking 9 years now again in Lagos. If I look at all those years where I may not be using the language already attained, but then I think before my mom died, she was happy. She became glad that what I was unable, and maybe what she was expecting that I will do and possibly achieve, maybe in others, in other profession. The glory of God, I was able to do that, even in ministry. And the impact to the glory of God that this calling has made into the life of people over the years is enough joy. So I don't, what I call success is that God has raised souls, people have given their life to Christ, people have become great. I've seen God raise giants, raise great men and women, even in the Lord. So that is a success to me. God is adding to his kingdom. The best business on earth is the business of raising soul for God. And I'm happy that I'm in that business, doing the little. I believe God is still taking me to places, but then for what he has done so far, I thank God.
Okay, sir, before I allow our next person to talk, let me put this to you because it's very important to us, the youth. Now, you are in the ministry. You have to drop your normal career that you think you will pursue. Now, with those other your colleagues, when you are with them, can you say yes, what they have, you have? you are not regretting coming to the ministry?
To the glory of God. This platform is not for self-estimation or for self-exaltation. There is nothing or nowhere my colleagues can stand. To the glory of God, to today I believe God has given me an honor, even where to the glory of many of them, in fact, they still see that in us, to the glory of God. That
so coming to the ministry does not make you a backbencher in life
at all. I'm happy that this is what, that I answered God. I said yes to him.
Thank you, sir. Can we have the next speaker then? My co-moderator will pick it up from there.
Thank you, sir. Like my fathers in the Lord have rightly said, I'm the midst. I'm very young in their midst. Though they said your success in life is not easy to make, even by your own self. But the people around you can easily say that this person is making success in the business. I came in, I read electronics telecommunications.
Electronics what?
Electronics telecommunications.
Okay.
So when I started working, I was opportune to work in an oil and gas. Okay. I made the money. I started farming like a boy when I was in GSS, primary 6 to GSS 1 to 3. So since then, I developed interest. So during my youth service here, I serve in Jos, where I can call the home of vessels in Nigeria and farming as well. So the environment I stayed, it was in a barracks. They encouraged me that somewhere when you get to Lagos, go into farming. So when I started, due to the little money I could save from my work, then I was having the money, I invested into piggery. So after some months, I think 2.5 months to be precise, all my investments went down because of lack of knowledge.
Lack of
knowledge.
In other words, you must be trained for whatever enterprise you are going into.
Yes, training is very important. So from there, I wanted to give up. The person that's supposed to come and buy those things from me said no, go into breeding. Breeding means cross them, reproduce through them. And doing that, the following year, the next sale I will make was 700,000 naira. So by the end of that year, I think that for me to know if I'm making progress, let me diversify. I went into poultry, broiler to be precise. By the time I will sell those broilers after 3 months, I look at the money. What can I do with this? I need to buy a land. So every year when I'm making my sales, I make sure I buy a property there in the same farm. Then after about 2 years of going into that broilers, I venture into layers.
Okay.
After that layers, I said those broilers every year are not enough for me. I went into broiler processing.
Okay.
Of which I involved my wife. After that broiler processing, I was building more pens. Okay. Because of expansion. I need to venture into cattle. And that is the latest I'm into now. So it's not easy to measure your success, but at the end of the day, you will see that I'm progressing. And within the same year, one of our fathers in the Lord in this great mission venture into crop farming. I don't have interest in it. But because he said, this thing is okay, I don't want to talk about that anyway, I have to venture into crop farming as well. Okay. And just this last month and this month, they've started harvesting my maize, dried one. Okay. And I know what I'm talking about.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Co-moderator. The shortest and surest way to learn success is to listen to those who are successful in their ranks. So I want to put it to Pastor King. I saw a deviance or digression from your original pursuit in the area of what you have learned in school. And to me, we call that one destiny-defining decision. You make a decision that is almost parallel to your former pursuit. What informed that decision? What make you to decide, okay, I'm not doing this, I think I need to face this?
Thank you very much, Pastor Ladejari. That's a very cogent question you asked, and a lot of young people are at that spot in their life of what should I do? And for anybody listening to me today, I want to tell you that the secret of champions is in their stories. So listen to what I'm about to say. I went to do physics electronics because of my human calculation for help. We make a lot of decisions in lives because we are calculating. But you can calculate, you can't calculate God, you can't calculate destiny. What is the calculation why I did physics electronics? Listen, that was in 2003. I felt that telecommunication is coming into Nigeria. So if I finish physics electronics, MTN will employ me. By uncle's advice, by daddy's advice, by my human calculation. But over the years, after I finished with that third class, in the journey of third class in physics electronics, I saw needs inside the university where I was working on leadership. I had been to a polytechnic first, Yabatech. I spent 4 years in Yabatech, no certificate. So I had a pain in my hand that I don't want to repeat itself. So some of the time, the pain you are going through now, if you can pay attention to it and learn from it, it can still give you gain. So I took that pain in my hand and I said, this pain will not continue in my life and devil will no longer score a point in my pain. So I came to the next university, FUTA, and I said, I'm in physics already, but what can I do? So I began to use the experience of the pain in FUTA to help leadership, the experience of pain in Yabatech to help FUTA in student leadership. And that's why I said I preach, I train, I farm. So the first turning point for me was becoming a motivational speaker then. And I began to teach leadership from my pain. And I made sure that I make bold to say I'm online. Anybody can challenge that. I make bold to say, if you are in FUTA and you say FUTA is peaceful, I am one of the person that God used to make sure that that place does not experience what Yabatech used to experience. And before you know it, plus my third class, the day I graduated, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Bisi Balogun, told me, don't go anywhere. He gave me automatic employment at the Student Affairs Division. Wow. First experience. Thank you.
All right. You have not really answered my question.
Yeah.
You stop.
Yes.
Like you drop your certificate to pick up farming. What exactly informed it?
Thank you very much, Pastor. I needed to do that leadership first because the money I am earning in training, farming has not given me.
Okay.
I am blessed in farming. Farming is the new dimension. But that's why I pointed that out. Let me now go to the farming. Hear this one. That training took me to South Africa. So I was to teach the Farmers Fellowship on leadership in South Africa. Preach and teach. So when I got to the venue of training, I could see outside. So the first farmer came in. He was handsomely dressed, looking neat.
Okay.
The second one came in. He was looking handsome. The third one came in. He was looking malicious. I told my friend, how are these one farmers? And he told me, these are the South African farmers. I said, no, this is not a picture of a farmer in Nigeria. This is where the transformation started.
All right.
Sir, I could not compose myself to preach again because I saw a new image of what a farmer is. And after preaching and teaching, I held one of them. And please allow me to say this, and I dropped. And he told me, you are a good speaker, but does not mean that you can't make money in farming. Okay. He said, his grandfather is a farmer. His father is a farmer. He is a farmer, and his children have no business doing any other business in farming. That what they will eat in till the next 4th generation, he has planted. And he took me to his wine farm. Wow. And that was where I got the picture of a new face of agriculture. And I came back to Nigeria. The Holy Spirit guided me, and I started a project called Transforming the Face of Agriculture. What does that mean? My speaking skill and my farming experience, I brought it together, and the next month, guess who called me? President Goodluck Jonathan.
Wow.
And I had a meeting with him. I spoke with him for 1 minute, 14 seconds. It's on YouTube, and millions started in my life. God bless you.
Somebody put your hands together for the Lord. Now we are saved to conclude that with good orientation and putting things in proper perspective, instead of sitting down looking for job is somewhere waiting for you in farming. Right? All right. Okay, sir. All right, sir. To you, sir. The area of education you are into, what have you been able to put together on your own? A platform you create to raise people and to learn that you can make career. Because the way we are brought up, the way we are taught, people are taught to go to school, get good grades, get good job, get married, and the rest is the story. And when these things are not forthcoming the way the system used to function, then problem is seem to be complicated in our society. How do we now leverage on diverse opportunities that exist in farming, in educational sector, to help those who are coming, sir? Do you have a platform to help them?
Thank you, sir. Like I said, I went into lecturing after my master's program. But then I didn't just stop there. I tried to do some other things. Every one of us, we are farmers now, you know, in Nigeria, whether we like it or yes. But then, outside the educational stuff, you see, I have a call of God on me too.
Okay.
And today, because I actually, I don't know, today, I'm a planter. I have 2 churches, and I'm a pastor over those 2 churches.
And you're still a lecturer?
I'm still a lecturer. I'm lecturing. Not only that, as I am, I'm also into a leadership training in the ministry.
Okay.
I don't know, in Ibadan, we have a place we call Christian Leadership Training Institute.
Wow.
I'm a registrar in that particular school, where we bring men of God, leaders in the church, workers in the church, together.
Please, let's celebrate them, please. Please. Celebrate them before you. It's an invitation that you be confronted to as we what particularly God do and make you feel like I should just give it. And still forge ahead.
I like this question so much. Coming out with a third class is not hurdle, it's plenty hurdle. You get it? So let me start from that one. Let me say that one alone. So finishing with a third class was a big hurdle in my life. In fact, it has addition. I was 30 years old.
Wow.
When I graduated, so I didn't serve. So it was a very big hurdle. But ladies and gentlemen listening to me, there are some hurdles that are not existing, that you are the one that allowed the world to place it before you.
Well,
am I talking here?
You are talking to somebody.
Sir, human beings have placed hurdles. Experiences have placed hurdles. Yes, I have finished with a third class. Who told you my destiny is equals to third class?
Wow.
Who told you my future is equals to third class?
Pastor,
who told you my bank account is equals to third class? It is Fruta that says I am a third class student. Life knows that I'm a first class person.
Wow.
So sir, I looked at the third class and I said, inside you, I will transform. So most of these hurdles are ephemeral. Most of these hurdles are not real. Most of these hurdles are human made. So what did I do? I went back to God and I said, God, this is the hurdle that the world says. What is your strategy of scaling the hurdle?
Wow.
I feel like preaching here. Sir, that there are strategies under God to scale hurdles. There are dynamics ability in God to scale hurdles. And the last one is this. There are don't miss this one, oh. There are human beings before you that have scaled what you call hurdle.
That's right.
I didn't hear somebody clap for Jesus here. There are human beings in life that have scaled what you call hurdles. Go and ask them. Mentorship. How did you do it? So hear me. God has a simple way to solve what you call a big problem. I rest my case.
Wow, wow, wonderful. Thank you very much, sir.
Can we please appreciate all our speakers? They have been very wonderful. Now, I'm sure we are getting something here. There is nothing called hurdle except you accept it as an hurdle. That is the summary of what our Father and the Lord does share with us now. Incidentally, almost everybody seated here are also into the ministry. Now, we want to move on because of our time. One of the purpose of this particular seminar is that we want our youth to understand that you can maintain your spiritual integrity and still be successful in whatever career that you are pursuing.
That's right.
Now, listen to this section, everybody. Understand that from what they have said, the fact that you are spiritual does not mean that you must be poor.
Okay.
Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? That spirituality is not synonymous with poverty. Now, how were they able to balance these two? That will be my next question to all of them. And I want to start from my father at the far end there. How are you able to maintain your spirituality? For instance, you are into farming. You are into breeding of fowls and also into cropping. There are so many unrighteousness that people do. How is it that are you doing them? If you are not doing them, how is it that you don't do them and you are still successful? Can you please tell us? We want to be frank and down to earth at this time.
Sincerely speaking, in a general sense, being a businessman,
okay,
has a lot of challenges.
Please listen to this now. Listen to this.
Some believe if you don't add some lies to your business, you can't grow easily. Now, like the area of farming, there is no shortcut in farming. It's whatever you input that you are going to get at the end of the day. Let me share this experience with you. This calling of a thing has been happening when I was in primary 6 to GSS 1. But as a child, I don't really understand. But when I started my business, it was coming up more. And it got to a point when I had the first challenge, everything was like, in fact, the place where I work, where I has been paid, they will tell you we are paying you like criminals. You can understand that they are paying you. But I got into a problem in that place of work. I was doing my business. Why? I gave, let me say, 50% of my time to the job, my salary job, and the remaining 50% to my farm. I'm in a church as a worker. But the Lord in his infinite mercy said, I want to partner with you. And you are bending your head. But at the end of the day, he made me to get into trouble. I was arrested for an offense I did not know anything about. I was taken to the police custody. They involved the government SARS, and they said they will take me there. And I was in their custody for like 7 days. I refused to eat or drink. But from there, when it is 10 p.m., they will say, go home. I will not go home. I will go to my office. There are those that are behind this gate that want to kill me. Should come. But one day, it was not a dream. It was not a trance. It was not a vision. It was real. I saw that old man sitting beside my bed, woke me up. He said, what I committed into your hand, you are not faithful. He said, I don't want you where you are. And he said, because I love you, I have mercy on you, I have cancelled that case. The people that got me arrested, I have been going to their station for 1 week. The following day I got there, they asked me, who invited you here? I said, you arrested me now. Now, in a short note, I now went back. I said, God, if this is what you wanted, don't take my business from me. I will do your job. Everything came up a bit. Later, I got carried away. And another time, he revealed himself to me in a dream this time. I saw him like my own biological father. Everything, his eyes, his head, his tongue, everything, fire. I was begging him. He said, you cannot beg me, son. I thought I was seeing my biological father. He said, I wanted you to do what I wanted. My own wish, not your wish. I now discovered that the fire in his mouth, on his head, everything, will not consume me, but we consume everything surrounding me.
Okay.
Then when I woke up, I understood that if you don't eat, so because of that, I have to give everything up with all sincerity, and I want to submit to you today by the grace of God. I manage not less than 7 facts for other people, and it does not affect the ministerial assignment. And at the same time, the people that I met in the business, they seek advice from me for now to grow their business.
I need to cut you in right there. You manage 7 farms
aside my home.
My concern in this question is your spiritual integrity. People that manage farms, we know they are involved in some dubious things. When the boss will lay 100, they will release 60 and keep 40.
God bless you, sir. Now, let me tell you this.
Were you tempted to do that? If yes, how do you survive? Please, in 1 or 2 sentences, because of my time.
This is the way I run my business.
Okay.
I manage your farm for you. I don't take a dime from you to buy anything.
All right.
I tell you where to get it. Like 10, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. Take your money there, get it. The only thing is, I supervise the running affairs of your farm.
All right. Thank you, sir. Can we please appreciate our father? Please appreciate him. Appreciate him, please. Let's appreciate him for that wonderful information. I want to go to Pastor ARIYO. Because of time, sir, you are into the ministry. And we know what there are people now who have taken. We are told in this country that if you approach the embassy or the airport of a nation or the uniform men and you told them you are a clergyman, they will do a double check on you. Now, in other words, there are so many ungodly things that surrounds the work of the ministry, especially because of the economic challenge of our days. I want to please talk to our youth. Is this a reality in your life? And how have you been able to handle them?
Thank you, sir. Let me start by standing on what an example in the Bible where God told Elijah that despite the situation of that time, he said, I still have 7,000 prophets who have not put their heads down to bow. I want to say that despite the level of unfaithfulness and bad pictures we are having about ministry today,
Okay.
I still want to say that, well, so many numbers of people are doing the right thing. So many number of people are on the Lord's side. Now, coming to myself, I will say that I am privileged with the kind of foundation that I've built over
Let's
the years.
listen to that. Foundation is very important.
The kind of foundation that I have as a takeoff when I started ministry. The number one was the people that mentored me.
Okay.
I could not do anything less or different from the fact that I had, good people, people who are rugged, people who are very passionate about the things of God. One of them, Baba Adeoye, the likes of Baba Aluko, and the rest of them like that.
Sorry, sir. We need to be more specific now because of our time. So you experience those challenges. Your background and your mentors help you to handle it.
Yes.
Is there another thing along that area that you want to share with us?
The other one was the people I surround myself with.
Okay, association. Please get that.
The people
Association.
I surround till today, they are people we share the same kingdom values. Then one other thing that I think has helped me is all along from the beginning, because of the kind of people who train me, are the things I give myself to. Things I give myself to. They are kingdom values.
Now listen to this. This is another very important too. What consumes your time?
Yeah.
Very important. The time whether you're able to resist these temptations or not.
Till today, I see that the place of my strength as a pastor is not when I preached. The place of my strength is not what I do in the public. I value much the time I spend with the Lord.
With the Lord.
And that has been the place of my strength. It has boosted my spiritual stand till today. And I've never maybe reversed. There was God was angry with the church at Ephesus. He said, you have left your first love. He said, go back and do the first thing. So till today, those things I used to do, maybe in going to 30 years today, I never stopped doing them. I'm still committed to them, my personal devotional life, and those things has really helped me to keep going.
So in other words, every child of God that is listening to me today, you must maintain your relationship with the Lord in the study of the word. I'm sure that's what our pastor meant by what he does in the quiet time. Your study, your prayer, it helps a lot. God bless you, sir. Can we please appreciate our father? Please appreciate him. Now, our associate professor. When you hear professors today, we know what has been happening in the academics in recent time, the issue of immorality. And I want our Father in the Lord to speak into that to encourage our youth. Many of them also aspiring to go into the academics. What caution should they take? Have you faced such challenges? Are they real? And how have you been able to overcome? Please, brief and specific, sir.
Thank you. Maybe you give me 1 minute. I want to say something along what Pastor King
Yes, Pastor
said.
Femi.
That when you ask him a question about what are those challenges, what are those things that,
Yes.
Sometimes when you hear people being called a professor, you think they are born or they are drawn from heaven, a professor, or the brilliancy or whatever. I can tell you, even where I come from, where I live, where I grew up, don't expect someone like me to be a lecturer in the university. That's number one. My mom did not even go to school. My dad left us as two. But it's the same set of people. That's a setback.
Let's listen to this, please.
That's a setback.
Listen to this, please.
But like, you know, everybody, I propose this is what I want to do, and God help. So, but you are the one that will determine and say, this is what I wanted, and God will help you. I could have become a thug because of where I find myself. They smoke marijuana, they do all sorts of things, but yet in the midst of that, God helped me to scale through. That's
like the way he had Samuel.
Sir?
Like the way he had Samuel in the house of prophet.
Yes, like Samuel in the house
now
of
listen
Eli.
to that. It does not matter where you are staying or where you are living.
Yeah.
What matters is what is the determination you are having for yourself and your future.
Then, secondly, I want to say this too. I never planned to become a lecturer. Okay. You know, I told you I read petroleum geology, and like everybody, I want to go to oil company. As I was doing that, our father, the present president, he was my DS then, and the present acting regional superintendent, I think in Lagos, Pastor TITILAYO.
Yes, yes.
He is my pastor. I was my pastor then. And so, the two of them just said, you can't just go like that. And they made me the youth coordinator. I said, youth care. I'm planning how to go to Port Harcourt. Me that I'm planning how to go to Lagos, to go to Wari. My friends were saying, come to Wari now. I come to Port Harcourt. You can't be looking for mango in an orange plantation. There's no oil company in Ibadan. You only have oil company in places. Port Harcourt, Wari, and Lagos.
Sorry, I know
Okay,
it's
time.
true, but we need to quickly answer this question
now,
of spirituality.
Having said that,
in 2 sentences.
yes, there are challenges. There are two that faces lecturers.
Okay.
One, women, young ladies. Two, money. You want to get money in return for whatever they wanted. And let me say this, there are two ways to look at it. There are students that are willing to do that to get what they want. And there are lecturers that are willing to give you so that you can get what you want to. So the demand. Even when you are not demanding, there are students that are ready to give you. I will say this. I've seen a student because she failed a course 3 times. She came to my office, and I'm saying this before God and man, and she locked my door and said, I'm ready to give you any so that I can pass. I look at the situation. I mean, it's a dice. Forget about being a pastor or
yes,
you're a man of God.
Yes, sir.
If anybody knocked that door and they met her naked in your office, there's nothing you can do to clean yourself. They will say that's the way they used to do. It's when they caught them that they began to say a different thing. So I have to mellow down. I have to play it cool.
Listen to this wisdom now.
Is the principal thing. At that stage, I told her, is that all? Because of 40 marks or 50? Don't worry. God will help us. No, don't worry. Just get yourself, sit down, relax. I have to cool her down. If not, she's ready to do whatever she wants to do. And that will not be the only case.
Yeah.
But I bless God. Like Pastor ARIYO said, who is your mentor? Who is what about your foundation? And who do you flock with? Who are the people you mix with? Who are the people you associate with? Then occupy yourself with the things of God. The world is enough time to do anything you want to do. But then if you occupy yourself, I'm here now, today is Friday. I didn't go to work. I'm here for the Lord. If you come to my office, they know you can't tie me down for more than 3 or 4 minutes. I'll be telling you I have a prayer meeting somewhere. I want to go somewhere. I have to meet somebody I'm so busy. But when you are free like David, there are things like that coming, and God will be helping us too. God on our side will continue to have a testimony to share with people.
Hallelujah. That was wonderful, wonderful. Can we please appreciate all our resource persons? Do we have anybody that has just one question? Because I'm told now that our time is up. Just one. Anybody? One. We are just going to have just one.
There is a guy raising up hand.
Yes. Run up here now. Run up here. Just one question. All the questions I'm having from the social media platform, they are not very direct to what we are doing. That's why I'm not picking them. So our version just asks direct questions.
Good day, sir. My name is Victor Oladujoye, and the question I want to direct to our fathers is, as a young man, I find myself between spirituality and academics. And when I read spiritual books, I feel very, very happy. After some time, after reading these spiritual books, I found that I was going down in my academics because I wasn't reading them a lot of times. Then I switched to my academics. When I read these academics, I felt happy. But one thing was, my spirituality was going down. So my question is, how can I create a balance? Because I do tell my dad that when I read too much of these spiritual books, it makes education seems like vanity. And I'm always afraid of facing vanity. Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Well, definitely, we'll allow our daddy in the academics to quickly balance that for us.
Thank you, my brother. Don't go, just stay here. It's a good question. Let me say this. Number one, you need to balance whatever you are doing. That's the first thing you need to learn. And how do you balance it? You must know your position at every point in time. I used to tell students, if you're on campus, your primary reason why you are there is to come and study.
That's right.
If you want to, if God has called you and you knew God has called, God can give you an idea that He is calling you when you are in the university. Don't abandon spirituality totally. But don't turn spirituality into academics. Nobody will ask you question about, is Mary the mother of Jesus inside the exam? Do you understand now? It is what you were taught that they will ask you. So you need to balance it. You need to read and know who you are. Know who you are. Then let me tell you this. You said you made a statement that I want to correct. That when you read, you are going spiritual, it makes education to be a vanity. I don't know the aspect of the spirituality that you are looking at. When you look at the proper thing, you know that the Bible encourages us to read and to learn and to know things. I hope you understand. I don't know the aspect of spirituality. Now, when I was in the university, I served the Lord. I was in the ESCO from my year 1 to year 4. I am Pastor C. We were in the same fellowship, though junior to me. And then we were serving God. I never knew he was even an evangelist by that time. I used to call him Pastor Aduralere. I love that name for this. So I call him Bro Aduralere then. So, and we serve the Lord. And at the same time, we face our study. So it is you that you understand who you are and balance yourself. Don't leave one in preference to the other. God will help us.
Yeah, hello, to buttress what? Hello. Hello, this young man.
Young man, come. We are very
To
interested.
buttress what Baba have just said.
Let's just drop one sentence, please.
Okay.
I need to round up
Yeah,
now.
to buttress what Baba just said, draw a simple plan for each day of your life. From morning 5 a.m. to so time, this is what I want to do. This is so time to so time, this is what I want to do. Let it guide your life every day. It's going to help you. Thank you. Hello, sir.
One sentence.
Thank you. Young man, don't go. Come up. Come up. Hear me.
Just
stay
listen
there.
to this, then you
Hear this one and go and pray and learn on it. If you are so spiritual that you are not relevant on planet Earth, in Olorun will do see you.
That's right.
Go and read John chapter 1. When you start from 1, then go and stay on verse 14. He says, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. When he got to verse 14, he said, and the Word became. What's your name? Felix. Okay, I'll hear your name. So this, your spirituality can become your academics. So go and combine your spirituality and academics together. Let the grace of God in you work in your academics. Let your academics work in your spirituality. God bless you.
Thank you, sirs. Let's appreciate all our fathers. They have been a blessing to us. So just like Daniel, who excelled in his chosen career and also excelled spiritually, we can. So the challenge our fathers here tonight are giving us is that you should go back to that war and become the best you can be. And don't say because of that, you will not lose your spirituality. You can maintain your spirituality and still attain to the peak of your chosen career. From this side, we wish you the very best in all that you will do in life. God bless you and thank you. Please appreciate our fathers. Appreciate our fathers. I want to welcome back our leaders as we continue in the next program. Let's appreciate them. Let's clap for them. Let's clap for them. Clap for them. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Amen. We have learned the secret of success. Individuals have the way of making it in life. And your way to success at times can be determined by your background. But you should not allow your background to limit you.
Somebody shout hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Living youth in the house, shout hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
If you are still here with us, shout a bigger hallelujah. Shall we please jump on our feet? Let's rise as we pray. You are going to take these two prayer points as we continue in the program. Rise on your feet. Rise on your feet. Rise on your feet. Your decision today matters. Your decision today will determine your future. Your decision today will determine your success. So your decision at every point in time matters. So I want you to lift up your voices and pray. Lord, at every moment of my life, lead